Mike's Daily Podcast.
FF episode 908. Hello, it is Mike Matthews broadcasting from Cafe Anyway here at the last place on earth located somewhere in Podcastro Valley. Today, it is part 3 of my Into an Interview with Michael Shaw of the band An Intimate Evening with Michael Shaw. Here's some great music from him. Plus, we hear from Chely Shoehart,
Mike's Daily Podcast,
Floyd the Floorman, John Deere the engineer, and lately, it seems like the simple things are so hard.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
I don't get it. Oh wait, it's Monday. I was trying to enjoy a beautiful Bay Area afternoon, sitting on the grass, or what was grass before the drought of doom, and decided to call my mom because smartphones do that too, along with texting, but nowadays that's all people do. I was talking to her, and suddenly this guy shows up. It was a quasi-Zodiac moment.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
And this guy was a dunce. His dogs start barking at my dog. My dog is cool
Mike's
as a cucumber
Daily
and doesn't escalate
Podcast.
the situation.
Yeah!
But then this guy doesn't leave. He remains there looming, letting his dogs bug my dog. I yelled at him. I hardly ever yell at anyone. Hey man, I'm on the phone. Can't you see that? He says, oh, I thought you were almost done. I thought you were almost done. Apparently he wanted to be my friend. He wanted to get to know me better or something. At one point, I made a point of saying very loudly, so how you doing, Mom? You know, like I'm in a conversation with my mom. Go away. But no, people can be so dense. I never yell at anyone, but clueless people need to be yelled at as loudly as possible. Maybe even louder. I wish my last name was Loudermilk. That is the best name ever. Mike Loudermilk. Wait, that is some guy, isn't it? Anyway, look who just walked in. Hello, Mike Matthews. It's Chely Shoehart. Get jumps to everybody. Oh my god, I can't believe that happened to you. Yeah, it was crazy. But you know what I learned from the situation is that you gotta stay cool, you gotta stay calm. When there's other dogs around your dog, there's only so much you can do to protect your dog. And then your dog has to take on the rest of the responsibility. And Basil, at this point, just knows how to deal with situations when a bunch of dogs surround him. He holds his own. He's a boxer. He can jump really high. He can bark. He's a super animal. I feel like I'm talking about a character that I created in some kind of a role-playing game, and I'm all touting all the talents that my character has. He can blow fire. He can shoot lasers out of his eyes. My dog can quash any situation. I'll shut up about my dog. Look who else just walked in. Oh, Mike, this is Floyd the Floorman.
This is John Deere the engineer, Mike. It sounds like you made the best out of a bad situation.
I did make the best out of a bad situation, John Deere.
Sometimes people are not very socially apt, Mike Matthews.
That's right, John Deere. Some people aren't socially apt.
Thank you. I'm glad you agree with me.
You know what? I think right now we should start the segment called Huh. The following was recorded in 1973.
In front of a live studio audience.
Everything you hear was scripted and written out. Every single word was written down.
By George Lucas.
Beforehand. and we are now going to read those lines. Hello, Ralph.
Hello, what a wonderful day it is today. The sun is shining if I could see it outside of these four walls.
I disagree with you vehemently. Fremont is a wonderful land.
Oh, wow, you are right. We are in Fremont, which is a wonderful land, as the city council has told us to say.
I can't read this next line. That's what it says right here. I can't read it.
Oh, I actually can't read the next line. I spilled coffee on it.
I spilled my own blood on this copy.
Blood, sweat, and tears.
Spinning wheel,
got to go round.
That was great. Awesome. All right. Okay. Welcome to Mike's Daily Podcast impromptu recording session.
Impromptu for sure.
I'm speaking to Larry the Cable, the guy.
My name is Steven.
Steven the...
I
think we should all have names that have an article in it.
Steven the article of clothing. My name is Liam the jegging.
Hi, Liam the jegging.
I stretch when you put me on, just like everything else your fat ass tries to fit.
If you do not wear me, do I not stretch?
I wear out quickly.
Leggings.
Leggings?
Are they still big? You're a millennial.
I saw leggings yesterday. I went into an Old Navy and they had jeggings.
Do you notice I'm not looking at you at all? I'm just like staring down. Is that a radio thing? Like when radio people talk to each other, that you never see them look at each other. Like,
probably.
I'm not looking at you.
We sit in a studio for like 8 hours a day, not making any like human contact. Do you think that we're good at this?
Do the impression of the guy from the financial thing.
I'm Rob Black.
No, not him.
Not that guy?
No, the annoying one.
That guy. What's his name? John from the John and Jeff show.
And the half-day seminar.
Yes. Call now, Bay Area listeners, call now for our half-day training seminar where you can learn to trade the markets so you can get your money back from the big financial institutions trading against you.
John, from John and Jeff, I have no money. What can I invest that in?
You can invest in all.
That's a British thing. I never hear America. Is that a millennial thing? Are millennials picking that up?
What, all?
Yeah.
It's I don't think it's particularly like from a specific like era. It's just like one of those more random things that you don't see it coming. It kind of blindsides you, and that's why it's amusing in certain situations.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it is. It makes me laugh.
I noticed.
But I kind of ditched I swiped a story you were telling about getting jeggings or something. You're going to some store.
Yeah, we did not get the jeggings, but they were there. They were stretchy.
You went with your girlfriend?
I did.
And does she wear them?
No.
Jeggings?
No. We went into this store, we looked around, we were like, this is a really lame store for hipsters, and then we walked back out.
What store was it?
I don't remember.
Oh.
It had a really weird logo that was like a red square with some possibly letters in it, but I don't know if they were actually letters.
Is that Target?
No, it wasn't Target.
Oh.
God, no.
You used to work there.
I did used to work at Target. Don't work at Target.
What's your advice for people that want to work at Target?
Is it your first job? Do you need experience? If not, don't work at Target.
I think I'm wearing some Target underwear. It doesn't feel very good.
I'm wearing Target underwear too. I like Target underwear considering it's just like Fruit of the Loom.
What's that thing that Target has, that clothing? Is it Verona or something? Or
Verona, Massimo. They have a couple different ones.
Do they have Kathy Lee?
They don't have Kathy Lee.
Oh. Do they have Martha Stewart?
I think they had some Martha Stewart, but it wasn't clothing.
When you see hipster clothing, being a young millennial person that was born at the turn of the century and
that's not true.
And the turn of the...
I was born like 2 months after Kurt Cobain killed himself.
The turn of the decade. The turn of the music.
The turn of the music.
Wait, what?
When flannel first became a thing.
I still remember when that happened, and I was working with this lady, and she said to me, well, you know why he killed himself? His music's so dark.
Yeah.
And she's like, she's old.
That does sound like an old thing to say.
All right, she's my age. Thanks.
I have strong feelings about it. Never mind.
No.
That's not what this podcast is about.
His music was awesome.
His music was awesome. It was dark. He tried to... name his last album I Hate Myself and I Want to Die, but that was a bit too dark, so they just named it In Utero instead.
I love his music. You know who annoys me, Liam the Jeggings?
What?
Is the guy who was the drummer, the guy...
Dave Grohl?
Don't say his name!
Dave Grohl! Dave Grohl!
Oh,
Dave Grohl! Dave
God.
Grohl!
I hate him. First off, he doesn't age, which pisses me off. And second, the music he made with Foo Fighters in the beginning was great, but like now I'm just sort of, it's all this, he's like trying to be Tom Petty or something. I don't know.
Been a fan of Foo Fighters. Have been a fan of Tom Petty.
No way. What's your favorite Tom Petty song? Hey, don't come around here no more.
Probably Running Down a Dream.
I'm running down a dream. He wrote that.
He also did some fun stuff with Stevie Nicks. And
oh, yeah.
Stevie Nicks is my mother's favorite singer.
So dragging my heart around.
Stop dragging my... Yeah.
Which was turned into what by Weird Al Yankovic?
I don't remember.
Stop dragging my car around.
Car around, yes. I was thinking it was something off of the Food album, but it's not.
What's on the Food album? Every song he ever wrote, because every song he ever does is about food.
My bologna.
Yeah. Let's see. Why don't we start the show with Liam? It's the Liam the Jeggings Show on Talk Radio. Nothing
99 points a number. KDEL. I'm standing in front of a Dell computer.
So let's wrap this up by you, the millennial, giving me, the old wise one, some advice.
So if you're out on the street, and this is actually something that should be common knowledge.
Okay.
But if the little man is green, that means you can cross the street between those two lines. And if there's a red blinking hand, that means you probably shouldn't unless you're going really fast. And if it's a red hand, it means don't go. And also, if someone has vandalized it so that most of the fingers are gone, but there's still one very important finger, it's not the city flipping you off. They do that anyway with all their fines and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just someone having a chortle.
What is it with all the fines in the Bay Area? Like, you get fined for looking cross at someone or for saying jeggings.
In Paradise, California, peacocks have right of way.
Thank you.
So keep that in mind if you ever go to Paradise, California. Also, in this area, I don't know, up north at Mission, there's a bunch of peacocks. And apparently, I learned that my friend, her grandmother, at one time, I guess, somehow had a bunch of peacocks in the back of her truck. Which is probably another story that I've never heard. And they got loose. And so she's the reason there's a bunch of peacocks around here.
Oh.
Yeah, and they sound scary.
They're very opinionated.
They are very opinionated. But, you're walking through wherever, and you just hear this god-awful weird sound.
Yeah.
And you're like, what is that? And the locals are like, it's just a peacock. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a California thing, because peacocks can really... I think in Southern California, there's a place called the Arboretum or something, and they have the peacocks just walking around.
That's cool.
Great.
There's, I think it's a San Francisco Zoo that happens too.
Oh, man.
It's one of those zoos around here.
I wonder what a dog would do if it saw a peacock. Like, if it would run up and want to play with it or eat it.
Yeah, I think it depends on the dog. There would probably be barking.
Because it's such an odd-looking bird.
Yeah.
So once again, the red hand that blinks, that means infection?
No, that's red and itchy hand.
And the green man means...
The green man, it means death cometh.
Okay. So when I see those, then I know the end is nigh.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much for being on Mike's Daily Podcast and for reading the script that I wrote up. It took me 7 days to write that script.
I saw him. He didn't leave his room. It was horrific.
It was a long typing day. I wore my hat and I was smoking cigarettes the whole time. It was fun. All right. Everybody, Larry the Jeggings Liam man. Liam the Jeggings.
Clapping sound effect. Clapping sound effect.
Wasn't that great? That was the segment simply called What did you think of Liam the Jeggings and about people that approach you in parks and kind of frighten you in a Zodiac sort of way? Not to make light of Zodiac, it was not a good time in the Bay Area. People getting murdered in parks. Oh, you didn't know what that was about? I probably should have prefaced that. It's that Jake Gyllenhaal movie. And Jake Gyllenhaal, man, that dude buffed up for his latest movie. Gosh, dang. They show pictures of him. He looks like ripped dude. How did he do that?
Mikey had an all-egg diet. Egg and steak every single second of the day. That's what he ate.
And then he lifted small Volkswagens. That's exactly the workout that I will never do. Because, what is it? I have this thing where I'm frail. So you can email me, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. We read your comments on the section emails from email, and your not so comments. Comment there on our Twitter, which is @MikeTalks. Also on Facebook, facebook.com/MikesDailyPodcast. Wait, yeah, and you got to do that without the apostrophe. Also go to the website, MikesDailyPodcast.com, with links to where to listen to the show in iTunes. You can subscribe to this show there and comment on the show and rate the show. If you do that, more people find out about us and we don't languish in obscurity. You can also hear us on YouTube, SoundCloud, TuneIn, Stitcher, Podomatic, Mixcloud, Spreaker, Player FM, and Ameristream Live. And I am playing country music weekends. That's from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific Time, and there's a link to where to listen to that at mikesdailypodcast.com. Also find us on the Instagram cracker, Yelp, and Tumblr. Delicious Instagram crackers. They're the worst crackers of all time. I hate graham crackers. Ugh. They fed those as kids. I will never forgive them for that. And, it's only good if you're covering it up with chocolate pie or lemon pie or some pie. But other than that, graham cracker crust is the only thing I will accept. Richard Dawson, or whoever's hosting that show now, Louis Anderson. I am behind the times. It's Hughley, right? Somebody. Anyway, what? Also, if you want to help out the show, there is the Amazon link. If you're going to buy anything on Amazon, go through that link first at mikesdailypodcast.com, and that helps us out a lot. Or you can become an inglorious Mike's Daily Podcastard, and you'll get a special MP3 for thee from all of the Cafe Anyway characters, the podcast players. That's all at mikesdailypodcast.com. And finally, the blog, the Daily Podcast Picture, and all my past interviews are there. And speaking of interviews...
Into an interview.
I know more, mate.
It's an intimate evening with Michael Shaw that we're speaking with. Michael Shaw of the band An Intimate Evening with Michael Shaw. Hello. We've gone into British accent now. And it's great, but we're talking like this.
Could you turn it to 11?
We're going to turn... That's what I'm the guy from Spinal Tap.
Yeah, that's like the standard engineer joke, right?
Yeah.
Like they just turn on their brain. Yeah, anytime you're recording, at some point during the recording process, the engineer is going to put on his British accent and say, should I turn it to 11? Spinal Tap.
And
we'll never get away from Spinal Tap.
And speaking of interesting band names, so An Intimate Evening with Michael Shaw, I guess I mean, it's pretty obvious why you would call it that, but why would you call it that?
Well, why do you think I called it that?
Well, because I've watched some of your stuff on the video of you live, and it feels very intimate with you as you're performing live. And then,
I mean, it's a piss take, right? Oh, sorry, I'm using British slang. You know what I mean? I'm just taking the piss out of, an evening with, Santana.
Oh,
an evening with Neil Sedaka, or somebody lame, Barry Manilow, who, insert douchebag, whoever, I don't know. So it was just kind of a fun name because, what am I going to call it? I didn't want to just be Shaw like Michael Shaw or Michael Shaw and the Mechanics or whatever, So I'm just going to be An Intimate Evening with Michael Shaw and just basically confuse as many people as possible.
And you usually play in the evening, and then it would.
I usually do. Yeah, I usually do. So that they're okay with, and that makes sense to them. Sometimes, like, where does the intimacy come into play here? I don't get it. I don't get it. Sometimes I have to strip down my underwear and I get it.
And then play with your long fingernails and you push your boobs on the audience. Metaphorically.
Yeah, I hire a woman to come stand behind me and do that. Get the booby trap going.
That was your piano teacher reference that we were talking about earlier. And her name was Booby Trap. That's right. That's scary.
Booby Trap.
So let's talk about Solo, this song.
Solo,
And it's got this cool... I love the drums on this.
Yeah, I do too. They're just they're simple, but they just glue the song together. The song is just basically it's about my twin brother who just seems like he's always single, and it's just me wanting to. I just want him to be happy and have somebody that that he can hang out with and share his life with.
Wait, does he look just like you?
My brother?
Yeah, because he's a twin.
No, we look very different actually.
Okay.
Like most people just are, you guys are, they don't even know we're twins, but you guys are brothers.
Oh,
we're brothers.
I mean, because you're
he's a total. I don't want to say nerdy, but he's a software engineer.
Oh.
So he's
also in the Bay Area.
He's in Sunnyvale.
Sunnyvale. Okay, so he doesn't look like you. So
no.
I mean, because you're a good-looking guy, and I would imagine he'd get some of that genetic thing too. That he'd have no problems with women.
I mean, he's shy. I think he's shy.
That's hard.
And I used to be shy, and then I used to hide behind the couch when I was a little kid when people would come over to our house, and then I don't know. Just one day I just said, "This is enough, man," and I got out there and joined the band.
Yeah, and then it became an intimate evening with you. Because
it did. Then we got intimate. So yeah, the song's about him, and where is my angel delight? By the way, that's another British dessert reference.
Oh.
Someone to hold through the night. I don't want to be solo. I mean, it's pretty, just straightforward pop song, really simple. Just give me somebody. I want to have somebody.
Find me somebody to love.
And the song is, can you guess what kind of vibe I was going for with the song? Musically.
You have a harpsichord riff there kind of going on in it.
Yeah, it's not harpsichord. We just kind of messed around with some sounds. It's basically electric piano. We just kind of messed with it. Yeah, it's got a total Who vibe, I think.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, with the drums and the you did.
Especially the outro. It's got a little Happy Jack reference.
Ah, okay. I have to listen to more of Who.
Happy Jack, do. Yeah.
Ah, okay, cool. Wow. So we've got the Who covered in your repertoire with this song.
All the greats.
Well, let's listen to it. It's Solo from the album This Is It, an intimate evening with Michael Shaw here on Mike's Daily Podcast.
So where is my angel? Diamonds in my smile.
Michael Shaw. Aha. Yes. We will have the finale of my Into It interview with him next show. As we walk outside of Cafe Anyway here at the last place on earth located somewhere in Podcastro Valley.
And here's today's podcast picture.
The podcast picture is a picture of myself that was taken at the show that Michael Shaw did at the chapel in San Francisco. Not the most flattering picture of me. Great picture of him, though. He can't take a bad picture. Darn him. Mike Matthews, you sound like you're full of some sort of rage towards him. Yes, an undefinable rage. Just a range of rage is what I'm feeling. No, jealousy.